Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopijana Balaba Giridhari Gopijana Balaba Giridhari Yasodanandana Braja Janarandana Yasodanandana Braja Janarandana Jamuna Tiravana Chari Jamuna Tiravana Chari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopijana Balaba Giridhari Gopijana Balaba Giridhari Yasodanandana Braja Janarandana Yasodanandana Braja Janarandana Jamuna Tiravana Chari Jamuna Tiravana Chari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopijana Balaba Giridhari Gopijana Balaba Giridhari Yasodanandana Braja Janarandana Suranandana Braja Janarandana Yamuna Tira Chari Yamuna Tira Chari Jaya Radha Gopinath Radha Gopinath Radhe Jaya Radha Gopinath Radha Gopinath Radhe Jaya Radha Gopinath Radha Gopinath Radhe Jaya Gauranitai 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 Jaya Gauranitai Jai Gaura Hariba 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 Nitai Gaura Hariba Hariba Nitai Gaura Nitai Gaura Hariba 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 Nitai Gaura Hariba Jaya Vishnupad Paramahanse Sri Bhaktivedanta Goswami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Sri Radha Gopinath Bhagavan Ki Jai Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Devi Ki Jai Sri Gaur Nitai Ki Jai Sri Gaur Pornima Ki Jai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo This morning I'd like to take the opportunity, and all of us of course, to celebrate the wonderful appearance of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Ki Jai, Sri Gopinatha Ki Jai, Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo. So this morning I'd like to read from Chaitanya Charitamrita, where Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, he explains very nicely the appearance of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and also the reasons for Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's descent to the world. So, Jai Jai Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda, Jai Jai Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. All glories to Lord Chaitanya, all glories to Lord Nityananda, all glories to Advaita Chandra, and all glories to all the devotees of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sri Chaitanya Prabhum Vande Yat Parasraya Viryata Sigrinati Akara Vratadat Agya Siddhanti Sanmanim. I offer my respectful obeisances to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. By the potency of the shelter of his lotus feet, even a fool can collect the valuable jewels of conclusive truth from the minds of the revealed scriptures. And one very famous verse, Anapita Charim Chidat Kananiya Bhatina Kalo. May the Supreme Lord, who is known as the son of Srimati Sachi Devi, be transcendently situated in the innermost core of your heart, resplendent with the radiance of molten gold. He has descended in the age of Kali by his causeless mercy to bestow what no incarnation has ever offered before, the most elevated mellow of devotional service, the mellow of conjugal love. It's a very famous verse by Rupa Goswami from Vidagdha Madhava. It's a drama, of course, compiled by Srila Rupa Goswami, describing the merciful nature of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and the effulgence, the radiance like molten gold. So, Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj describes the different reasons for Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's descent into the world. And in this chapter, he describes the external reasons or the secondary reasons. In the next chapter, he'll describe the primary reasons for the descent of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The secondary reasons, in that when, and we'll read this, but I'll just give a summarization, that Krishna thought that after he left, he thought that, well, now the age of Kali, and in each age I come and establish the religious principles, but in the Kali Yuga the people are so fallen, so something very special is needed. The other incarnations can generally describe what is the principles to be followed of the religious principles, but I want to give more information about the different rasas, the different mellows in the reciprocation of relationship between the Supreme Personality of Godhead and the living entities, especially those liberated souls in the spiritual world, especially in the Vaikuntha and especially in the Krishna Loka. So other incarnations can come and give the general principles, but I myself need to come to describe these things. But if I come as a devotee and personally show by example what is the reciprocation of the different rasas, then that will be most effective. So Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami describes this thinking of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So this was the secondary, not the primary reason, the secondary, to establish the Yuga Dham, and especially the chanting of the holy names of the Lord. And in this chapter, Krishnadas Kaviraj quotes from many Shastras establishing the position of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. What is his position? What is his actual relationship with Krishna? And so an elaborate description is given there. And also the chanting of the holy names, especially Hare Krishna mantra. And he quotes from the Shastra, Iti Sorashakam Nam Nam Kali Kalmasanasanam Nata Paratayopa Savdevedishu Drishyate. And then he quotes Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. It's mentioned in the Shastras that for the Kali Yuga, there is no other way than the chanting of the holy names, and specifically this mantra, the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. And this is a verse that was actually spoken by Lord Brahma to Narad Muni. When Narad Muni went to visit Lord Brahma, his father, he was a bit concerned. He was worried about the people of Kali Yuga, that we're so materialistic, they won't hardly have any good qualities. Well, how will they get liberated? What will be their salvation? So in a discussion with Lord Brahma, he answered in this way. He said, in all the Vedas, actually you won't find anything as powerful and effective as this chanting, especially of this mantra, Hare Krishna mantra. Not only holy names, many holy names, but this Hare Krishna mantra. So for this reason, to these reasons were the secondary reasons, Lord Chaitanya wanted to promulgate the chanting of the holy names, specifically Hare Krishna mantra, and he wanted to show by example, by being a devotee, how to engage in reciprocation of a rasa with the Supreme Personality of a Godhead. So these were the reasons, and Prabhupada calls them the external reasons. As I said, the more internal, the primary reasons for Lord Chaitanya's descent are described in the next chapter. We'll read a little bit more about that tonight. But just to summarize that, Krishnadas Kaviraj gives three primary reasons, very intimate reasons, why Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when Krishna came as Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Krishna was thinking in this way, that I am the subject of loving affection, and the topmost devotee who is the object of giving me that love is Srimati Radharani. So I've experienced being the subject, but now I want to experience being the object. And who better to be the topmost object of giving loving exchange than Srimati Radharani. So this was one of the primary reasons of Krishna deciding to advent as his own devotee in the form of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He wanted to be in the position of not the subject, but the object of Srimati Radharani. This is the first reason. And the second primary reason that Krishnadas Kaviraj and the Shastras say is that Krishna sees how the devotees very much reciprocate with his sweetness, with Krishna's sweetness, and they very much experience his sweetness. So he wanted to come in a form that would experience his own sweetness. This is a very subtle thing to understand, and normally this would be a very selfish thing for a person. Oh, well, people love me, I want to love myself so that I can experience what is that. You know, if someone would be like that in the material world, he would be a very self-centered, narcissistic type person. But of course, Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and he wanted to, he enjoys all rasas, all mellows, nothing is left unknown to him. He wants to experience all things. So he is actually the center of everything. And so others in the material, well, they're trying to be the center of everything. So it's very self-centered and egotistical position. If someone thinks like that, I want to love myself. But Krishna, he wants to experience all things. So he sees how the devotees have that experience of loving him. So he wanted to taste his own beauty. He wanted to taste his own beauty. So this is another reason, this is another primary reason why Krishna came in the form of Lord Chaitanya, to taste his own beauty, to be the object, and the topmost object is Srimati Radharani. Instead of being always the subject, he wanted to take a turn at being the object. So this was one reason. The second reason was taste his own beauty. And the third reason that he saw that Srimati Radharani has so much love for me, she experiences so much ecstasy. So Krishna thought, I want to experience that ecstasy, that actual love and that ecstasy. So these three reasons, these internal, very intimate reasons, are the primary reasons why Krishna has descended in the age of Kali as Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So very interestingly described by Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, and other acharyas have also commented on these being the primary reasons. The secondary reasons are spreading the chanting of the holy name and to live the life of a devotee, to show by example how to be a devotee. So these are the secondary reasons. One might think, well, these would be the primary reasons, spreading the holy name. These are the primary, Yugadam, this would be the primary. No, the primary is the more intimate. And actually advancement is, the topmost advancement is more on the intimate levels. Advancement up to worshipping God, that is a beginning. But then more than that is advancement in especially the intimate levels of rasa. Dasya ras, Sakya ras, Vatsalya ras, and Madhurya ras. These four rasas are specifically described. Shanta ras, which is also a rasa, which is neutrality, is not so much discussed because it's considered lesser. And of course the impersonal Brahman, that is not even considered a type of rasa or liberation by the devotee. So anyway, so this is a summarization of the reasons behind Lord Chaitanya's descent. And of course, one other reason is given, of course, and that is because of the calling of Advaita Acharya. Advaita Acharya, just a few weeks ago, we celebrated the appearance of Advaita Acharya, just like recently we observed the appearance of Lord Nityananda, and Madhavendra Puri was just a few days ago. It is said all the devotees of the Lord come and accompany the Lord. So all these great devotees descended to assist the Lord in his pastimes. So Advaita Acharya, who actually is a combination of the Lord Vishnu and Sadashiva. There is a Sadashiva. We gave this a class, and we were talking about Advaita Acharya. There is one a story of when the Sadashiva of the spiritual world is a form of Lord Vishnu, actually, and he is called the Sadashiva. He exists Lord Shiva exists in many realms. He exists in this world, and he exists beyond, in between this realm and the Vaikuntha. There's another realm where Lord Shiva is existing there, and beyond that realm, there's another in the Vaikuntha. He is existing in a Vishnu form as Lord Shiva, but Vishnu Shiva. He's known as Sadashiva. That is the original form of Shiva. And he also had concern for the people in the material world, especially the people of the Kali Yuga. And so it said he went to the shore of the Karanajal, causal ocean, and he prayed to Lord Mahavishnu. So Lord Mahavishnu, he appeared, and he asked him, "Why are you praying to me? You and I are identical. There's no need for you to pray to me." And then the Sadashiva said that, "I'm concerned. I want to take your blessings to be able to go to the world and help the people, especially of the Kali Yuga." So it is said that at that time, Lord Mahavishnu embraced Sadashiva, and the two of them became one. And that form of the Mahavishnu and the Sadashiva combined to come as Advaita Acharya. So anyway, Advaita Acharya had come before Lord Chaitanya. He was a little bit older than the father of Lord Chaitanya, Jagannath Mishra. Like Jagannath Mishra was already elderly when at the birth of Lord Chaitanya, and Advaita Acharya was around about 52 years old when Lord Chaitanya appeared. So he was already a little bit elderly, but he prayed, and he worshipped the Lord, offering tulsi leaves and Ganges water. He cried for the Lord's appearance, and because he is such a great personality, and he cried in this way, of course, Lord Chaitanya appeared. So this is another reason why the Lord appeared in the form and descended to the world, because of the cries of Advaita Acharya. So here it is said that by Krishnadas Kaviraj, by the potency of the shelter of the lotus feet, even a fool can collect the valuable jewels of conclusive truth from the minds of the revealed scriptures. So this is all of us, especially in Kali Yuga, we're not born with very wonderful qualities, generally speaking. And there may be a few who come in a nice family, maybe Vaishnava family, and grow up and are decorated with very nice qualities. But generally, especially when Srila Prabhupada first went to start the Hare Krishna movement, the people were living very materialistic lives. By his mercy and by the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, they were picked up, and coming from very materialistic background, well, by the mercy of Lord Chaitanya and by the mercy of Prabhupada, were able to understand the conclusive truth of the real scriptures. Of course, Prabhupada started, of course, teaching Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, and also he read a little bit, even in the early days, from Chaitanya Charitamrita. And this work, there's many works, of course, of describing Lord Chaitanya, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Chaitanya Bhagavat, Chaitanya Mangala, Bhakti Ratnakara, so many books. are written by great devotees. Mainly they're taken from the diaries of Swarup Damodar Goswami and Murari Gupta in the early part of Lord Chaitanya's life and so on. So we can read a little bit more. Now here, of course, as we read that Krishna's Kaviraj is quoting from Rupa Goswami, may Lord Chaitanya reside in our hearts. He is descended in the age of Kali and he is a radiance of molten gold. Therefore here we call him the golden avatar. The golden avatar. I remember in the early days there was one Golden Avatar Productions. We used to do all the kirtans and everything like that and supply all the kirtans to the devotees. They were known as the Golden Avatar. So many, this Golden Avatar, this refers to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So here, Krishnadas Kaviraj describes that Purna Bhagavan Krishna Vrajendra Kumar, the Lord Krishna, the son of King of Vraja, he eternally enjoys in the transcendental abode of Goloka, in Brajdam. But once in a day of Brahma, he descends to this world to manifest his transcendental pastimes. There are 4 ages: Satya, Treta, Dwapara, and Kali, and the 4 together are known as one Divya Yuga, and 71 Divya Yugas make one Manvantara. Here, Krishnadas Kaviraj gives us an idea of the rarity of Krishna's appearance, and what to speak of Lord Chaitanya. And he says that 71 cycles of these 4 yugas, that equals what's called one Manvantara, and this is the period of a Manu. One Manu rules over for this 71 cycles of the yugas, and there's 14 of these in one day of Brahma. Now we're living in the Manu, Vaivashvata Manu. So now there's 27 Divya Yugas have passed. 27 Divya Yugas have passed in this particular age of Kali. And then at the 28th Divya Yuga, Lord Krishna appears. So in the last Dwapara Yuga, Lord Krishna came. But that's only once in the 28 cycles of the Manus. In the other ages, in the other Satya Yugas and Treta Yuga and Dwapara Yuga, there are other incarnations come. Other incarnations. Forms of the Lord who come, they are the Yuga avatars. They come in the Yugas to give what is the religious principles to be followed by mankind. But Krishna himself doesn't come every Dwapara Yuga. Krishna himself only comes once in the day of Brahma, in the 28th cycle of the Yugas, of the 4 Yugas. So this is also described in Bhagavad Gita by Krishna himself, and Krishnadas Kaviraj is saying here. So it is a very rare thing. And then when Lord Krishna comes, he appears on earth with full paraphernalia of his eternal Brajdam, and he performs many wonderful leelas, especially displaying Dasyaras, Sakyaras, Vatsalyaras, and Sringara or Madhurya Ras. By these 4 rasas, Lord Krishna is very satisfied and subdued. So Prabhupada gives a little bit of description of these particular rasas. So here it is said, Lord Krishna enjoys these transcendental pastimes as long as he wishes, and then he disappears. After disappearance, however, he thinks thus. Chirakala nahi kari prema bhakti dhana, bhakti vina jagatera nahi ashvatana. For a long time I have not bestowed unalloyed loving service to me upon the inhabitants of the world. Without such loving attachment, the existence of the material world is useless. Everywhere in the world, people worship me according to scriptural injunctions, but simply by following such regulative principles, one cannot attain the loving sentiments of the devotees of Braj Bhumi. Knowing my opulences, the whole world looks upon me with awe and veneration, but devotion made feeble by such reverence does not attract me. So Krishna was thinking in this way. he had not distributed his transcendental personal dealings with his devotees in the form of Dasya, Sakya, Vatsalya and Madhurya. So Prabhupada describes here that, of course, one may go to the Vedic Shastras and try to understand what is the supreme absolute truth. And that is very good. And one may come to the position of understanding, there is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and I am a spirit soul, part and parcel of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but now I'm in a forgotten position. I'm forgetful of my eternal relationship. So by following the Shastras, I can revive that and worship with great awe and reverence the position of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, in order to achieve that, there are many rules and regulations given in the different Shastras, how one should live their life, the different rituals and ceremonies one should perform throughout the life, samskaras and festivals and ceremonies and so on. And then gradually being purified, one becomes able to perceive their relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So here Prabhupada says, by following these things, however, one may enhance his appreciation for the glories of the Lord, but there is no chance for one to enter personal dealings with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So here, Krishnadas Kaviraj says that actually this worship, it afflicts the relationship, a personal relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. If someone is always worshipping, just like if someone's always worshipping you, it's very difficult to go into a personal relationship because they have a particular mood. They just see you in a very awe way. They worship you. And so it's not very intimate. But nevertheless, it's some sort of relationship. But Krishna is not so satisfied with that as he is with personal relationships. So Krishna was thinking in this way, that yes, I've come before in the various incarnations, established the religious principles, given the means through the Shastra and means by one can become liberated, understand. But actually this is not the very topmost position. It is good to come out of the entanglement, but to come to the more elevated, I myself have to appear to teach the principles of loving dealings. This was to teach the principles of loving dealings, and this goes to what I was describing. The external reasons for Lord Chaitanya was to teach that, and to become and to be a devotee. The primary reasons was to taste himself, Radharani's love, to be the object instead of the subject, to taste his own beauty. These were the primaries. But the secondary reasons, to give the chanting of the holy names of Yugadam and to teach these higher principles of personal dealings in these rasas, in these specific rasas. Dasya ras, servitorship, but in an intimate way. And there are all levels of servitorship, from lower to higher. And then Sakya, friendship, and then parenthood, and then conjugal love. So, to teach these principles, the Lord decided to appear as Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Now, here, very interestingly, Aishvarya Jnani Vidi Bhajana Karya. By performing regularly devotional service in awe and veneration, one may go to Vaikuntha and attain the 4 kinds of liberation. So, in awe and reverence, one can elevate to a certain level, Vaikuntha, and the liberations are described here: Shashti, Sarupya, Samipya, and Salokya, Salokya Mukti. And Shashti means equal opulences. You can live in the Vaikuntha and enjoy unlimited opulences, just like the Supreme Person. Salokya means live in one of the Vaikuntha worlds. And Sarupya, you have a form that looks just like the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And of course, Samipya, you can be a very close, very personal associate of the Supreme Personality of God. These are the the liberations, the muktis. Because Sayujya Mukti, the liberation of Brahman, is not considered liberation, as I mentioned, by Vaishnavas. That is for the impersonalists who want to try to merge into the Brahman effulgence. But that type of existence is not considered a real liberation. That is only beginning and not very fulfilling in transcendental relationship. So these things are described here by Krishnadas Kaviraj. And then in the next verse he says, Yuga Dharma Parvatimu Nama Sankirtana Chari Bhava Bhakti Diya Nachuma Bhuvanam. I shall personally inaugurate the religion of the age, Nam Sankirtan. It's Krishna's thinking in this way. The congregational chanting of the holy name. I shall make the world dance in ecstasy, realizing the four mellows of devotional service. I shall accept the role of a devotee and I shall teach devotional service by practicing it myself. So therefore, this is the external reasons, the secondary reasons, to promulgate the chanting and to practice the principles of devotional service. So we see many paintings of Lord Chaitanya chanting and dancing in ecstasy. He himself is chanting and dancing, and Krishna himself says, I'll make the whole world dance. And it's a fact that now, by the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, who took the movement of Lord Chaitanya all over the world, so many people took up the chanting and took up the dancing. They themselves chant and dance, and we see also when we go on Harinam, we chant and dance. Many people who see the chanting and dancing, they sometimes they chant, and they dance also. Here Krishna says, I shall make the whole world dance. I shall make the whole world chant. I shall make the whole world dance. So this is the mood of Krishna, and especially in the form of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Before Krishna, when Krishna came, Savanamam Parityag, he said, first of all, you surrender to me. Then I will protect you from all fear. I will protect you from all the sinful reaction. But first of all, you surrender unto me. This Krishna says, you can read in Bhagavad Gita, the 8th thing. But Lord Chaitanya, he didn't make such demand. He didn't say, first of all, you surrender. He didn't, no condition. Just take the chanting, do this dancing, and be in ecstasy, and if you follow this, you will go back home, back to Godhead. So Krishna, first of all, made one condition. But Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, this is why he's called the most magnanimous incarnation. He doesn't make any conditions. He just chants and distributes this chanting and shows the dancing to all persons. So in this way, Rupa Goswami and many devotees have described him as the most munificent, giving freely, most magnanimous incarnation. Other incarnations don't do like that. Krishna himself didn't do like that. Krishna comes once in the day of Brahma, in the 28th millennium of the cycle of the yugas. Now after that, Lord Chaitanya comes. So Krishna and Chaitanya don't come regularly like the other incarnations come. Only once in the day of Brahma. And as we were reading, Krishnadas Kaviraj gives the actual millions of years. That's, what is it? What is that? 1 billion, or 1 trillion, is it? Yeah, 1,975,000,000 years elapse in the day of Brahma before Krishna appears. And then so Krishna appears. And then Krishna appears in the Dwapa, and then Lord Chaitanya comes in the Kali Yuga. So these incarnations, the incarnation of Krishna himself, the incarnation of Lord Chaitanya is very rare. Very, very rare. So we're very fortunate, all of us. Krishna came in the last Yuga, and in this Yuga, in the Kali Yuga, Lord Chaitanya has come. And if it wasn't for Lord Chaitanya, I don't know what exactly our position would be. So, Lord Krishna was thinking in this way, I shall personally inaugurate the religion of the age, Nam Sankirtan. I shall accept the role of a devotee. Now, Prabhupada elaborates on this. He says that when one associates with a pure devotee, he becomes so elevated that he does not aspire even for the liberations, the Shasti, Samipya, Sarupya, Salokya, we were describing. Because he feels that such liberation is a kind of a sense gratification. It's not a sense gratification, to go to the Vaikuntha, to have one, but it's like he considers it. He wants to, doesn't want to ask anything from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Sometimes devotees, they ask things, and the Lord rewards them with liberations and other blessings. But the very, very elevated devotee, they're embarrassed to want to ask anything even. This is a higher level of devotee. They don't want to ask anything. Why I should ask anything? Better give to the others. For me to ask something, that's a very selfish thing. So, of course, this is a very elevated position. This is cannot be imitated. Generally, people in Kali Yuga who thinks about God these days, very materialistic people. But if someone comes to the God, generally they want to get they ask God for the blessings, they ask God for so many things. And then the more elevated ones, they become liberated and they attain these types of liberation. But the even more elevated ones, they're not interested. They think it's very selfish to ask. Pure devotees do not ask anything from the Lord for their personal benefit. Even if offered personal benefits, pure devotees do not accept them, because their only desire is to satisfy the Supreme Personality of Godhead by engaging in loving service to Him. No one but the Lord Himself can teach these types of principles. Therefore, when the Lord took the place of the incarnation of Kali Yuga to spread the glories of chanting Hare Krishna, the system of worship recommended in this age, He also distributed the process of devotional service performed on the platform of transcendental spontaneous love. To teach these highest principles, Lord Chaitanya, the Lord Himself, appeared as a devotee. Now, the Lord appeared as a devotee because generally, to be able to teach something very effectively, one has to practice it themselves. This is explained by Krishnadas Kaviraj, and he quotes from different shastras. Yad Yadacharitri Sheshtas quotes from Bhagavad Gita. Tat tatti veda rojana sayat pramanam kurite lokas tat anuvatari. Whatever actions a great man performs, common people follow. And whatever standards he sets by exemplary acts, all the world pursues. So Krishnadas Kaviraj gives, quoting from Shastra, that the Lord decided to Himself come to show by the example, to teach the higher principles. The other incarnations, they teach the Yuga Dham, these things, but the higher principles, and to practice it Himself, to be a devotee, to show how to be a devotee. These were the reasons. Therefore, he says, not only I will come, but in the company of my devotees, I shall appear on earth and perform various colourful pastimes. Now this is very interesting also, especially when we talk about Panchatattva. Panchatattva, the five truths, five spiritual truths. The Lord could have appeared just as Lord Chaitanya, but He decided to descend, not only Himself, but especially He empowered His very intimate associates, namely Lord Nityananda, Advaita Acharya, who in the category of Vishnu Tattva. Advaita Acharya, I already described. Lord Nityananda, of course, is Lord Balaram come again as Lord Nityananda. Chaitanya, as Krishna, has come in the form of a combination Radha and Krishna. And so all these, and then of course there is Gadadhar, who is the internal potency, and then Srivas Thakur, who represents the jiva. So in the five principles, in the Panchatattva, these five personalities represent all the spiritual truths, actually. The five categories of the spiritual truth are there in the Panchatattva. See, the original Godhead, the expansion, immediate expansion, Lord Nityananda or Lord Balaram, the incarnation, many different incarnations, that is Advaita Acharya, the internal potency represented by Gadadhar, internal potency, and the jivas. So as far as spiritual truths, all is there in Panchatattva. So as to show that there is not only oneness in the spiritual existence, but there is variety. And what are the varieties? These are the varieties. So this is Panchatattva. So therefore, Lord Chaitanya says that I will incarnate with my associates and I will incarnate in the company of my devotees. Thinking thus, Sri Krishna himself descended at Nadia early in the age of Kali. And Prabhupada goes on to describe the different periods in the age of Kali. There are 12 divisions, and in the division preceding, according to the Surya Siddhanta of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Lord Chaitanya appeared in the Pratama Sandhya after 4,586 solar years of Kali Yuga had passed. 4,586. Generally we say 5,000, but actually it was 4,586. So Chaitanya Singhera Navadvipe Avatara Singha Griva Singha Virya Singhera Hunkara. Thus the lion-like Lord Chaitanya has appeared in Navadvip. He has the shoulders of a lion, the powers of a lion, and the loud voice of a lion. May that lion be seated in the core of the heart of every living being. Thus with his resounding roar, may he drive away one's elephantine vices. So it is very interesting verse here quoted by Krishnadas Kaviraj. You know, our vices may be like great elephants. And, you know, so our elephants are very powerful. Elephant, very, very powerful, very big and strong. So our vices may be very big and strong. But if in the heart is a lion roaring, even a big elephant runs away. You know, the elephants are strong, but if the lion roars, you'll see the elephants are afraid, they run away. So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is compared to a beautiful lion. He has the shoulders, he has the powers of a lion, the loud voice of a lion. May that lion be situated in the corner of your heart. So in this age, Lord Chaitanya, if we have Lord Chaitanya within our hearts, then Lord Chaitanya, being like the lion, can drive away all the elephant-like vices. Now here, Krishnadas Kaviraj, he says that the early pastimes of Lord Chaitanya, when he's in Navadvip, he is known as Vishvambar. And he is known as Vishvambar because this word indicates nourishing and maintaining. He floods the world with nectar of the devotion, and he maintains the three worlds. This is the meaning of Vishvambar. So in his early pastimes. In his later pastimes, he is known as Lord Sri Krishna Chaitanya. He blesses the whole world by teaching about the name and fame of Lord Sri Krishna. So Prabhupada describes here, of course, that Lord Chaitanya, he appeared, he stayed in the Grihastha ashram, and first of all, and not in the Grihastha, but as a student, and then later on he got married, and he was in that life for 24 years. Then he entered into the sannyas order, and he remained in that order and remained in this world until his 48th year. So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu didn't stay in the world very long, even to today's standards. Generally people live a lot longer than 48, but he only stayed up until his 48th year. Prabhupada goes to some length to describe the sannyas of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and so on. So we have the Ancha Leela of, rather Adi Leela, first Adi Leela, just like Chaitanya Charitamrita, we have Adi Leela, the beginning pastimes of Lord Chaitanya. Then we have the Madhya Leela, the middle pastime, especially his time staying at Jagannath Puri, and especially the time when the Lord went, for 6 years he went travelling all over India, preaching, spreading the holy name of the Lord. This is specifically the Madhya Leela. And Ancha Leela, when he again came back to Jagannath Puri, and in the last 18 years he spent time there, specifically fulfilling and satisfying his primary reasons to experience being the object, instead of being the subject, being the object, being Radharani. He wanted to experience that. He wasn't Radharani, but he wanted to experience being the object instead of the subject. Especially those last years in Jagannath Puri, he was in this mood. And of course, tasting his own beauty and tasting the love and the bliss of Srimati Radharani. There's many wonderful stories that are told of Lord Chaitanya's time in Jagannath Puri in the latter years. And Lord Chaitanya Lord Chaitanya was predicted even at the time of Krishna's birth, and Krishnadas Kaviraj includes some quotes. At the time of Krishna's birth, a Gargamuni, who was called by Nanda Maharaj and Mother Jasoda to do the name-giving ceremony and everything like that, he made the prediction that in the future, this boy Krishna has 3 other colours, white, red and yellow, and he appeared in the different ages. Now he has appeared in the transcendental blackish colour. White, red and yellow, these are the 3 bodily lustres that the Lord, the husband or goddess of fortune, assumes in the Satya, Treta and Kali Yuga. So even Gargamuni made the prediction even at Krishna's birth. Kali Yuga, Yuga Dharma, Namera Pachara, Tati Lagi Pita Varna Chaitanya Vatara. The religious practice for the age of Kali is to broadcast the glories of the holy name. Only for this purpose has the Lord in a yellow colour descended as Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So, what time do we have to go? Till 8:30 is the finish time? 8:30. So just to finish here, the little description of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Tatta Hema Samakanti Prakanda Sarira Nava Mega Jini Kanta Vani Yagambira. The lustre of his expansive body resembles molten gold. The deep sound of his voice conquers the thundering of the newly assembled clouds. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, of course, appeared in the golden form. That is, the golden form is the hue of Srimati Radharani. Srimati Radharani is a golden colour. So Krishna came in the mood of Srimati Radharani, so he assumed the golden hue, golden, as we said in the beginning, golden avatar. And this is because Srimati Radharani herself has the golden hue. And Lord Chaitanya, of course, he was very tall. Here it is mentioned 4 cubits in height. I don't think these measurements are used anymore. He was very tall, just like 7 foot. I think the Mayapur Lord Chaitanya is like that. He is 7 foot. 7 foot tall. So Lord Chaitanya appeared, he was 7 foot tall. And he had very long arms down to his knees, moon-like face. Wonderful description is given here. Every part of his body was perfect in itself. Lotus eyes and moon face, beautiful hair, long arms and broad chest, thin waist, and legs like strong like tree trunks, lotus feet. Beautiful description, very, very beautiful form. In fact, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he went to Varanasi and he was chanting and dancing, he met with Prakasananda Saraswati. He was a little bit criticized because they thought, well, he's a sannyasi, he should be just studying, he should be doing tapasya. Why is he chanting and dancing? This is a sentimental thing. And then they wanted to have a talk with him and reform him. But then when they saw him, they were very moved by his effulgence. Firstly, his effulgence, and then by his beauty, his personal beauty. They had never seen such beauty before. So these great, and Prakasananda Saraswati was the leader of all the sannyasis there in Varanasi. He was very elderly or very scholarly, very sober, but he was very melted by seeing Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, his personal beauty and his effulgence. And their hearts began to melt. They became followers of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Even though they wanted to chastise him and correct him, in the end they became his followers. So such is the effect of Lord Chaitanya. So beautiful a form. So here, Krishnadas Kaviraj is giving description. No one other than the Supreme Lord himself, who is engaged in the conditioned soul by his own illusory energy, can possess these bodily features. So no one can have this beauty, this form. His arms are long enough to reach his knees. His eyes are just like lotus. His nose is like a sesame flower. His face is beautiful like the moon. He is peaceful, self-controlled, fully devoted to transcendental service of Lord Krishna. He's gentle, equally disposed. So these are some of the descriptions of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So now we're ready to greet the Lord. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Ki Jai. Sri Pornima Ki Jai. Gaur Premanandi Hari Hari Bol.
Namaham Bhaja